G'day YouTubers. So today I am going to be fitting this MST single intake as opposed to dual intake onto my G82. Why did I go single? Good question. I deliberated. Ultimately I kind of wanted the Venturi just because it looks awesome, but I also believe based on research that it's got some actual technology that actually gives you a little bit better spooling, etc. And I'd love it, but in Australia it's $5,500 compared to this, which was about $900, and I couldn't really justify it. I'm not expecting a huge amount of gains, probably 5 horsepower at best. What I'm really after is just a bit of whoosh, to be honest with you. Let's be honest about that. So for a bit of whoosh, I thought $800, $900, we're okay with that. $5,500. It would look way better, but it's a lot of money to sink in for an intake. I'd rather put it into other parts of the car. So she comes with a 6-inch filter. Whoops, there goes my GoPro. A 6-inch filter. This is the intake. That's the cover that sits on the top of it. You get some of these screws and stuff which you kind of got to use to basically insert the locators, and a couple of clamps. Pretty simple. I was doing a little bit of work on the car just before in terms of just cleaning up. I only had white cable ties before, so I just was cleaning up this before and just putting some black ones in because I'm just only retentive. So as a result, I've already taken the engine brace off, and the cover, to be honest with you, and this as well, which you're going to need to take off as well for this particular install. So you probably know the drill by now: 13s, 415s, 415s. You don't have to take it off. Matter of fact, you don't even have to take the back brace off if you can get access to this, right? So now I'm going to take out the airbox here, obviously pipe across this airbox, and we'll, and that's it for now, and I'm going to kind of get back into big time at the moment. What's going on here? So, let's go to this one. Into the light my old age. There's some clamps. Get a pry tool. Undo these babies. Undo these. Make sure she's up properly. These things just pop out. Actually, matter of fact, you know what? I'm not going to take that one because that's the other thing too. Because it's only a single on this side, the turbo side, the whole idea is to basically get rid of this piping, which will get you better, less heat, less restrictions, which means you technically your engine's heating up and all that kind of stuff. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to keep that, just because I don't like the idea of having a void. So let me take that, leave that there for now. Alright, we'll take that off though. It's up to you in terms of what you want to do, but that's just my personal preference. Move this around here. I was going to do that. So as I said, she just pops out nice and simple. Some microfiber cloths because I'm going to be having to use them to cover up the turbos that we've torn out. So there's 2 C-clamps for both inlets. Oh, I guess you probably want to see that, don't you? So you basically got to undo this, right? And the same thing with that one, which I probably won't be able to show you later on. Oops, can you see that? And the same thing with that one. Alright, that one and that one. So I'm going to undo both of them. And just so you can see, let's just cover that up for now. Right, likely if something going in is next to nothing. Good. And the same with that one, which I'll do now. So again, it's going to cover it up. Alright, so that's kind of what we're left with. Alright, so now I'm going to leave that there and work out what I want to take it for, as in like the other airbox for now. I just think it's going to look weird with this void. Anyway, right out. Next thing is the kit comes with these locating bolts and washers. Take that out. You've got to put them in those three areas. Right. I mean, needless to say, if you've got this far, just for absolute transparency, that little lug is on the outer, okay? Anyway, they're all on, just going to tighten them up. Rightio, happy days. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put these things on the two turbos. There are two different sizes. How do I show you this one? What the easiest way to show it. There's a 75mm internal and there's a 65. The 75 goes in the front and the 65 goes towards the rear of that. So I will go and move over to there. Let's start off with the back one. And just put it on like so. Oops. Now, these clamps, they're going to be like, in this instance, it's probably easy to get to. There's one down there, probably not so. So instead of using a blade, I'm just going to use an 8mm quarter drive socket to nip these up. Okay, that's nice and tight. Put this one down here, and as I said, you can probably see there's no way you can get a screwdriver in that. So you're going to definitely need your 8mm. I'm just trying to work out which is the best way to, there we go, it's probably one I like the best. I'll move the light from you in there. By the way, while I'm doing this, I just came back from overseas, haven't driven the car for a month, got in it, kind of forgot about the Dailer piggyback, and my god, It was a nice surprise. I was like, whoa! To learn how to drive a M4 again. With the daily, it was even more so. So that was good. Good fun. Rightio. That seems pretty bloody tight. Rightio. Now we'll put the MST on. Plug that in like so. Wind to the bat. Plug this in like so. And this in like so. Okay, beautiful. This is where my decision on where I put the clamp. Maybe better off at the front, just to make it easier. Yeah, I think so. I'll show you in a minute. Just because normally I like to have them together just for visual reasons, but in this situation it makes more sense having it apart. Rightio, so far that's what it looks like at the back and what it looks like at the front. Again, I'll probably end up putting that bottom one to the front. Now you want to get the air filter on and the cover, but you want to put, so you saw before I put the locating pins in, but you want to actually put your air filter in first. Put your air filter in first, right? Then just put the clamp on the outside. Given it's going to go that way, it probably makes more sense to be there. I'll just nip this up a little bit. Now what we want to do is put this filter and cover on. But what we're going to do now is, and by the way, it's a 6-inch filter. Apparently you've got to service them every 20,000 Ks, which means servicing and cleaning, and you replace the whole thing at 60,000 Ks. Given that my car's just done 5,000 Ks, it's about 3,000 miles, we've got a long way to go. We'll put this on the outside, and now we use the standard OEM locating lugs, rubbers, and then put that in. So you kind of do 2 tasks on this thing, having to find the air filter and the locating lugs at the same time, which is shit something. So I couldn't help myself, by the way. I did have to fix that clamp because I'm a nutbag. So now I'm going to put this filter and housing on. You have to put the filter in. Oh man, this is hard. Recording and stuff. One hand. You have to put the filter in this way. Alright. I've actually backed off the clamps on this just to allow a little bit more play to get in. The key with this one is, to get it in, is this locating pin here is a little bit of a challenge. So you need a little bit of play in this, right? So you can kind of rotate it around. And we'll give it a go now. So try and get it in the right angle. Right. It's actually looking pretty good already. You kind of got to do two things at once. You kind of got to get the locations right. And at the same time trying to feed the filter through and onto your intake. That's in, that's good. So as in like the filters on the intake. All I'm going to do is just get the locating pins correct. And it'll be pretty good. It's looking good on that side. Just so you know what I'm talking about. Try to get this locating pin in. Try to get that locating pin. Whoa, GoPro. Try to get this locating pin in here. But then this looks like an ABS cable pipe is in its way. So it's a bit of a pain, people. Just, I'm sure after doing it one or two times it should be okay. But, I took everything apart again. I thought, because I was struggling to get this cover on, so I thought, look, let me take everything out of the way and just put it in where I've got easy access to those locating pins. And what it appears to be an issue is that even with nothing there, I can't get this thing on. Is that an issue just for Australian cars? Is this brake line just here on a right-hand drive car? So right now what I've got to do to make this fit, because the bottom one's in locating easy, the other locating pin there is easy, this is just not going, and I can't push this in enough. So it feels like I'm going to have to take a bit out of this MST casing, which is not ideal, just to make this fit. So that sucks. So using a bit of angle grinder action, I've cut out some relief for that brake line. I gave it a little bit of a fit before, so it should go in, as you can see, goes into the bottom locator straight away, no worries. That locator and now that locator. So that's how it looks now, which is still tight. Alright. So now I'm going to put this thing back together, but MST and every other manufacturer, all good for your left, the American cars, etc., or most of the European cars, etc. But do yourselves a favour and test it on the right-hand drive cars as well, before you put it out to market. Anyway, give me a second, I'll wrap this up. It's running pretty well now. I mean, I've still got to wrap it up and put this on the tie up all the clamps and stuff like that. But yeah, you just got to get through that pain of cutting that out. So I'm going to tighten up these clamps here and there, and as well as that, and that'll do it for now. I might even, obviously I'll give you a sound bites as well, but yeah, I'll wrap this all up and I'll show you the finished product before I test drive it. So I definitely want to keep that. So what I'm going to do is take that off, get rid of the filters. No point. Look at that, brand new. No point dirtying up and having to service a filter for no reason. I'm just going to basically duct tape that up so it's closed and leave that open. Alright, so again, I will wrap this up. Works all tightened up. As you can see, I end up changing the position of that lower clamp because that's just who I am. And it's all tightened up, looking good. Everything's honky-dory, braces on. End up, as I said, covering that, taking the filter out and covering off that air filter. This is what it looks like with that relief, and you know, if I have to take it off, I might even give it a little bit more because that's tied up against that. So that's something for you guys to think about if you're doing yours. I mean, there's certainly enough scope in there to make a lot of room, so have a think about that. But yeah, all back together again, looking good. Looking forward for a drive and a test of the whoosh. Better be worth it, Mr. MST. And I'll be honest in my appraisal. Alright, later. Rightio, so this is after the MST install. Tried to take it for a drive before, but it was too wet and so it was too much road noise and all that kind of stuff. My opinion at that point was it was hard to get the noise, the whoosh, what I'm after. But I can tell you that it did feel a little bit more responsive, excuse me, responsive in the throttle. Because I put the Dailer ATT sensor in, I don't know, about 5 weeks ago or something like that, and I was playing around with the throttle, and I just kind of liked it back to stock because it was just a little bit too jerky, kind of. And it kind of reminded me of when I had that at a bit more responsive. It just too more responsive. So I'm waiting to hear some whoosh. I got my windows down to see. Give a windows up and a windows down scenario now, just for the memory. And I'll give you another reason why I went to singles, because obviously in Australia we drive right-hand drive and our turbos are on the right-hand side of the car. So in actual fact, we get the benefit of having the sound straight in front of us, as opposed to Americans, Europeans who are, you know, on the left-hand drive and having to hear this cross sound. So that was a factor. Traffic, ridiculous. I might have to pause this so I can get into a clear space, but basically, oh, you know what it is? It's Black Friday weekend sale. Anyway, I'll get into some clear space and we'll do some recording, both in and out of, with my window up and down. We've got some space here, let's have a listen. Oh, definitely a lot more whoosh than stock. Kind of nice, I really quite like that. Now I'm going to put it with the window down. Please don't pull that Mr. Corolla. I don't know whether you heard that, but quite a bit louder than stock. Quite a bit louder than stock. Alright, well, Miss MSTs, I'm going to call you as a win. You annoyed me with the fact that I had to modify the housing, but that kind of fits what I want. I can drive it like this, normal stock, no stupid sounds, but if I want to belt it and I want to hear some whoosh, it's available for me. So I'm going to count that as a win, apart from the fact that you should have tested your right-hand drive cars. Get some whoosh.